Hello everyone, karibu tena sana to Mich Worship TV, the worshipers heaven. I'm so glad to have you. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the button, subscribe button down there. My name is Myk Michira, and today I just want to encourage you. You know, times are difficult. There's so much hopelessness, there's so much fear, there's so much disappointment, there's a lot of uncertainty, and this is a period in which, you know, the context in which we find ourselves today as Christians and as, you know, people living and walking through and you know, going through the motions of life. COVID and, you know, the pandemic has brought a lot of uncertainty in people's lives, and the fact is there is a lot of fear. But I want to encourage you. There's a story in the Bible that I have been pondering over, that is found in the Gospels, in the book of Matthew, in the book of Mark, and in the book of Luke. This is a story about Jesus and his disciples. So I will share that story with you, and I hope it will encourage you. In the book of Luke chapter 8, verse 22 to 25, the Bible says that one day Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." That was his word. Let's cross to the other side of the lake. So they got into a boat and started out. As they sailed across, Jesus settled down for a nap. But soon, as they started the journey, a fierce storm came down on the lake. The boat that they were supposed to use, you know, to cross over to the other side was filling with water, and they were in real danger. So the disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Master, Master, we are going to drown." When Jesus woke up, first of all, he rebuked the winds and the raging waves. Suddenly, the storm stopped and all was calm. Then he asked them, "Where is your faith?" The disciples were terrified and amazed. Like this, they were not terrified because they were, a few minutes ago, they were about to drown. They were terrified, asking themselves, "Who is this man?" They asked each other. When he gives a command, I like that part. When he gives a command, not if. When he gives a command, even the winds and the waves obey him. I will also read Matthew's version and Mark's version. In Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 to 27, the same story. Jesus got into the boat and started crossing the lake with his disciples. Verse 24, suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake, the waves breaking into the boat, but Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us! We're going to drown." Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and suddenly there was great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man? Who is this man?" they asked. "Even the winds and the waves obey him." I'll also quickly read Mark's version, Mark chapter 4, verse 35 to 41. It says, as evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat. I like this version. It says they were crossing over, so they took Jesus in the boat. The boat here could be your business. The boat here could be your education. The boat here could be your workplace. The boat here could be your family. The boat here could be your marriage. The boat here could be your ministry. The boat here could be your hustle. It says, Jesus gave them the word. He told them, let's cross over to the other side. Now they had the word that they were going to cross over to the other side. Jesus took a nap because he had said, we're going to cross over to the other side. But as we read, suddenly, or as soon as they started off, there was a storm. And the storm was getting really bad. But where is Jesus? Taking a nap, sleeping. Where is Jesus? He's at the back of the boat. In fact, this version of Mark said Jesus was at the back of the boat. Verse 38, Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. I mean, he was relaxed because he had given them the word. And I like how Mark puts it, that they took Jesus in the boat with them. That makes the whole difference. That they started off the journey, they had the word, and they took Jesus with him. So my question to you, even as the storm, as the storm sets in, as the waves are raging, as the fear is being instilled, is Jesus in your boat? Because that makes the whole difference. If Jesus is not in your boat, then when trouble comes, you will not have anywhere to turn. It says, soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat. That's the kind of situation we find ourselves in. And the boat began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke him up shouting, teacher, 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 don't you care that we're going to drown? Maybe a situation in your life where you feel, God, don't you care? My business is drowning. Don't you care? I can't pay my rent anymore. I'm being chased out. Don't you care? I can't make ends meet anymore. Don't you care? Don't you care? The disciples were in the very, very, very same circumstance. And they're asking, Jesus, teacher, don't you care that we are drowning? Do something. When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, silence, peace, be still. And suddenly, I think I like this version in Mark more. It says, suddenly, the wind stopped. It took a word. So long as you have Jesus in the boat, when you started off, because he said you will get to the other side, you will get to the other side. The storms have come. The lake is rowdy, the winds are raging, the water is filling the boat. I believe the disciples tried all they could. They tried, taking containers and fetching the water and, pouring it back into the lake, trying to salvage the situation. And when they realized, this one is beyond us, they reached out for help. A few things I want to point out. Don't die alone. Don't cry alone. Don't let this thing press you to the wall alone. The Bible says elsewhere that the temptations you're going through are not unique to you. There are many people in the boat. There are 12 disciples in the boat. It was not only Peter, it was not just John. There were many disciples in the boat. And then they reached out to Jesus. Please reach out to someone. Speak to someone. Say, I'm drowning. Say, hey, I need help. Don't die alone. But above all, if you know that you have Jesus in the boat, reach out to Jesus. Remind him his promise. Tell him, Jesus, you said we are crossing over to the other side. Things may look bad right now, but you said, I'm crossing over to the other side. My heart goes out to people who left their jobs to begin their own businesses last year. and they believed God and said, God, you gave me a promise. He said a word. We are crossing over to the other side. Remind him the word. Reach out to him. If you have Jesus in your boat, you have no reason to fear. You can boldly stand because you know all it takes from this man Jesus is just one word. He didn't have to repeat himself. He didn't have to stress himself out. He did not even need to stretch his hands. He said, silence, peace, be still. And the waves obeyed him. And Mark says, suddenly there was a great calm. I pray for you. I pray for you. I pray for the world. I pray for your family that there will be a suddenly. There will be a suddenly. A suddenly will come that will bring peace in your family. A suddenly will come that will bring peace in your job, in your education, in whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life. He said suddenly there was peace. And my prayer is that even though circumstances are saying otherwise, there's a lot of fear, there's uncertainty, the numbers are rising, the positivity rate in our country is over the roof. But do not fear, because you have Jesus in your boat. You have no reason to fear. You can boldly rise and call out to him and tell him, Master, help us. And unlike the disciples, instead of complaining, and it's natural to feel so, to ask God, don't you care? It's getting tough. Things are tough. They are getting tougher. Don't you care? I'm being chased out of my house. Don't you care? But instead of that, I challenge you in faith to call upon him and fix your trust completely on him. Because all it takes, again, for him is one word. And I pray that whatever situation, whatever circumstance that you're going through, as you seek help, as you reach out, trust in God. Don't trust on man. Man may fail you. You may put your trust upon even your parents, your boss, your pastor. They may fail you. But if you put your trust upon the Lord, as the Bible says, that those who put their trust upon the Lord are like Mount Zion. They are never shaken. And those who put their trust upon the Lord, and those who put their trust upon his word, are like in the parable of the two builders, one who built his house upon a rock. When the waves come, when the foundations are shaken, your house, your boat will stand firm. Realize there was water in the boat. The waves were there. It's the reality. COVID is there. Fear is there. Businesses are going down. But you can put your trust upon God. He who said it, he is more than able to fulfill it. He will bring it to pass. So cheer up, my brother. Cheer up, Sims. You're not dying in this. You're not dying in this. He gave you a promise. He gave you a promise of long life, good health. In fact, Jesus died on the cross so that you could live and not die. So cheer up. Do not be afraid. It's normal, to be caught up in the heat of the moment. But do not be afraid. He's got you in the palm of his hands. Bible says in Isaiah that I have you in the palm of my hands. He knows your future. He knows your tomorrow. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. Things may be really tough. The boat may look like it's sinking, but it only takes one word. When he says that one word, the world will be still. There will be peace. There will be restoration. It will be calm, and you will reach the other side. So be encouraged. And thank you very much for joining. God bless you.
So I will fix my eyes upon you. Fix my eyes on you. Not on the storms or raging seas. Oh yeah, 'cause I know all my help is in you. My his feet. Oh Lord, so I will put my trust upon you. I will trust in you. Not on horses, not on chariots. Oh yeah, 'cause I know my help is in